Hey there. So today I'm going to give you a quick idea on how to get AI to recommend your products. And if you saw the title, you probably already guessed the idea of this video. And the idea is you should go after longer tail keywords. And this is because although AI search and ranking on ChatGPT is a new thing still, odds still are that you won't be able to rank that easily for your head terms. So let's say the example I'm going to bring today is best vegan protein powder. So let's say you want to rank for best vegan protein powder, and in order to rank on Google, you would need to invest tens of thousands of dollars into SEO, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, because that's just how much it's worth to rank number one. And if you're thinking that maybe it's easier for me to rank with ChatGPT because most brands aren't really paying attention or don't know what they're doing with the new search engines. And in one sense, you're right. But right now, based on how AI search engines are set up, they are heavily reliant on listicles and high authority listicles. And what this means is that in simple terms, it's really expensive to rank in AI search engines. Because if you want to rank, what AI is looking for is for the highest authority websites in your niche, and whoever is recommended as the top result there in the highest authority websites usually is also cited or recommended by AI, because AI doesn't just make up this information, it's looking for other data. And it's looking for this data not just from any random website, it's looking for the best possible, most authoritative website out there. And this is why it's so expensive to rank on AI as well for your main head terms, like best vegan protein powder, if you are selling vegan protein powder. Let's say someone is doing this search, best vegan protein powder, and they find these recommendations here. And on the right, you can see the sources. This is just Google's AI mode. And same goes for ChatGPT. If I ask for what's the best vegan protein powder, you see these recommendations here. So Barbend, Men's Health, Health.com, Healthline, Bon Appetit, 4, Talksport, Self, Vogue. You probably recognize all of those brands, and that's for a reason. These are all multi-million, if not billion-dollar businesses. And if you wanted to have these businesses recommend your brand, what you would need to do essentially is to reach out to them and ask them, like, hey, what does it take for you to also include me or my product as the number one result or one of the top results in your listicle article? Or maybe even ask them to generate a new listicle article talking about vegan protein powders. And odds are, even if they are okay with it, many of them would be, the cost of that is going to be in the tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds. Like if you're lucky, you're going to only have to pay a couple of thousands of dollars, but in most cases with these super high authority websites, you would need to pay north of $10,000 for just one listicle, and you would need to show up in many of these. So that's what makes it super expensive or highly expensive to also rank on these AI search engines. Now, if you are serious about it, if you want to do it, we still do it for many of our clients who have the budget, who are that interested. But there's a small workaround, and the small workaround is an old concept in SEO called long tail keywords. And what long tail keywords mean is just don't go for the head term, don't go for best vegan protein powder, go for longer tail variations of the same keyword. So an easy example would be best vegan protein powder for weight loss, for example. That adds 2 more words, so there are way less searches, but there's also way less competition. So the first thing to do is to figure out what are some longer tail keywords for your product. And the idea we have here is that the more long tail the keyword is, the easier it is for you to get recommended. Because then odds are that there aren't that many super high authority websites having listicles on those topics. So you creating different listicles on different websites, listing yourself as the top recommended product or getting yourself to be recommended as one of the top products is easier and cheaper. And you can start from there. So start from the longer tail keywords, longer tail search phrases, even if it's just 10 or 20 searches. Now, if you manage to get one article or listicle published that lists you as number one or one of the top results, you will have much higher odds of already being the number one recommended product for that particular long tail phrase or search query. Now, question you might ask is that how do I know, how do I come up with these long tail search phrases? And the old school method, or something we do for our clients, is we just go to Ahrefs. We go to Ahrefs Keyword Explorer here, and we type in the main head term, so vegan protein powder. And then we go to matching terms. And Ahrefs is then just going to give us a lot of different terms, giving us the search phrase, the search volume. This is United States only. This is the global. GSV stands for global search volume. SV for search volume in the main location we have chosen. Usually it's the US with most of our clients. But what you need to do here, as I showed you, best vegan protein powder is super high competition. Again, you need, I would assume you need $50,000 to $100,000 or more invested into content that is that those high authority publications would even be willing to accept you or your brand as one of the top recommendations, because they also have their own reputation that they have to protect. So they can't just recommend anyone. They want to recommend usually the highest authority or the most well-known protein powder brands. But still, if you start to look for some longer tail keywords like best tasting vegan protein powders, you could try and create listicle articles targeting this keyword to try to be the number one recommendation or just one of the recommendations for this particular keyword. And then another one, Orgain, isn't really a good one because it's a brand name, but vegan vanilla protein powder. Okay, this doesn't include any brand names, so this is relevant. Vegan vanilla protein powder. So instead of vegan protein powder, you also add the modifier vanilla. And this could also give you a hint that like if people are searching for vanilla, they're probably also searching for other tastes like vegan banana, vegan chocolate, and so on. So another idea here, although still the competition level with usual SEO is 26 out of 100. So this is also still rather competitive. And if you just go down, search volumes are going to decrease and so will the keyword difficulties. Best vegan protein powder for weight loss. That's the one example I also gave you. And there are many, many more like unflavored vegan protein powder, vegan pea protein powder, chocolate vegan protein powder, as I told you. So a lot of these. And if you don't have access to Ahrefs, what you can also do is you can just go to ChatGPT and add a simple prompt asking for longer tail keywords from ChatGPT as well. It won't be as accurate, you won't see the data here, but it's a viable option if you don't want to get a subscription to Ahrefs or if you don't want to hire an SEO agency to do the work for you. So what you do is just add this prompt. Please give me some high purchase intent long tail keywords for SEO then you replace this with your particular product that I could target to get more people to buy my products. And now it's going to give you some long tail, high purchase intent keywords. Now, if you get these lists here, what you can then start to do is pick the long tail keywords that are the most relevant to you and start attacking them one by one. And by attacking them, what I mean is that start generating listicle articles or recommendations online that recommend your brand. Of course, do it in a genuine way, but still, this is what you need to rank in the ChatGPT and AI search engines. And the easiest next step is to, first of all, publish an article on your own blog, listing your own product as the number one search result. I would only recommend you to do that if you actually are really good, if your brand is really good. So let's say that you are selling clean label vegan protein powders with no artificial sweeteners. So you could potentially do a vegan protein powder, or best vegan protein powder with no artificial sweeteners. You could publish an article like that on your site, list yourself as number one. That's the first thing you can do. So look at all the ones, all the search phrases, all the long tail search phrases that are relevant to you. Publish articles on your own blog, listing yourself as number one. And also, if you want, you could also recommend some of your competitors there as well, just to be more genuine. But as long as you recommend yourself and you get the article indexed on Google, you will already have one source on the internet recommending you as the number one result or as one of the best ranked product options for that particular long tail search phrase. That's the first thing. That's the easiest thing for you to do. Publish an article on your own website. Now, a small side hack here is that once you publish this article, you could also buy a press release service talking about this article, talking about that you are or your products are one of the best possible products out there among vegan protein powders with no artificial sweeteners. Again, you have to be genuine. Of course, you don't have to. That's just my recommendation. That's how I like to do things. But if you buy a press release, you will going to send more signals out there that are then referencing your article, and you will have higher odds of ranking in AI as well, because there are more signals, more sources talking about you as the number one vegan protein powder without artificial sweeteners. And if you want some press release service recommendations, just go to the video description, find my email, just send me an email, ask me about it, and I'm going to give you some recommendations. Now, the second thing to do is go and find Reddit and Quora threads or talking about this particular long tail search phrase that you found. So let's say what I did was I just went to Google and typed in site:reddit.com, then followed by the long tail search phrase. So in this case, I chose vegan protein powder for weight loss. And this is going to give me the most relevant Reddit threads where you could go in, and if you don't already have a Reddit account, you would need to create one, but then go to Reddit and wherever relevant, recommend your own product. Of course, you need to be super careful on Reddit because Redditors, they are really strict with blatant product promotions that don't add any value. Always make sure to add value. And I also recommend to post some other comments or some answers that help people. Don't always only just place product recommendations, but still, if it is relevant, like if someone is talking about or asking about, like, please recommend some vegan protein powders for weight loss, and you actually are selling this type of product, you could of course recommend it, and maybe you have a promotion or something, you can also list that as well. So yeah, this is another thing, because AI search engines rely heavily on online reputable forums and communities, and Reddit and Quora are those kinds of communities. So for Reddit, go to site:reddit.com. For Quora, go to site:quora.com, and then followed by the search phrase that you want to target. And then the third option to increase the odds of you showing up on AI search engines for longer tail keywords is to go and look for fitness influencers that have blogs, or fitness bloggers basically, that do not sell the same product themselves. So there are a lot of fitness bloggers in this vegan protein powder case, but whatever you're selling. So go find other websites, bloggers in your industry. And this is a huge part of what we do for our clients as well, is to try and find other websites. So this is really similar to backlink building, which is a part of usual SEO, but with a small nuance that instead of just writing any blog article on them and linking to your site, trying to get your products listed higher, you would still do a guest post or ask them to do a roundup article or a listicle article listing different products, best vegan protein powders, for example. And you would need to ask them like, hey, but it would, in this case, it would be more like a promotional post. And they can even say that this is a promotional post. It doesn't matter for AI search engines. So what you would essentially be doing is getting bloggers that have relevant blogs to your industry to talk about your product, to list your product as their recommended product. But of course, you often would need to send them the product, but not always. Sometimes they are okay with you writing the article for themselves. Then you have to usually pay them a fee, publish the article, and it might be marked as sponsored. So it's like a promotional article or PR article, but still, that would also add another relevant source that's recommending your products as the top result. And then what else you can do is, even if you are going after these longer tail keywords, you can still look for the head terms, look for the sources in the head terms, and still try to reach out to these ones here as well, and ask for how much does it cost to get a feature on there. And if any of those prices make sense to you, you could still do that promotion as well. Because like, let's say if you would be able to get an article on Men's Health talking about best vegan protein powders for weight loss, and your products are recommended number one, not just, you wouldn't only have much higher odds of ranking in AI search engines, but you would also get a lot of referral traffic from Men's Health, from the actual article itself. So it's a double benefit for you. And also, all of these listicles, like if they link to you, they will also improve your ranking significantly on regular Google results as well. So there are many benefits to it. So that's pretty much it. That's a simple strategy. The overall idea of this entire video is go after longer tail keywords first, because yes, AI search is a new thing, but it isn't starting from zero. It's already using citations and sources that are highly reputable. And if you want to be the number one recommended result, you have to have the most citations from the most reputable sources. And this is going to be expensive. So instead of attacking someone's fortress from the main door, go from the side door. Go look for the longer tail keywords where maybe your competitors are not focusing on that much. Look for the weaknesses. Use Ahrefs if you can, or you ask ChatGPT. I can also add the prompt to the description of the video to give you a list of long tail keywords. And yeah, go after those. So thank you. I hope this was helpful.